Hello everyone, let's start our today's topic, that is Umayyads and the centralization of polity. Today in this topic we will be discussing in detail about the Umayyads and the centralization of polity by them. Now the result of the conquest of the large territories that were being destroyed by the caliphate that was based in Medina, and it replaced it with an increasingly authoritarian polity. So the polity at that time was very authoritarian after the conquest of the large territories, which has actually destroyed the caliphate, and after the caliphate came the authoritarian polity. Now the Umayyads, if we talk about, they implemented a series of political measures, and according to them, these political measures were there which actually consolidated their leadership within the Ummah. So these political measures were very important for Umayyads as they were giving them leadership within the Ummah. Now the first Umayyad Caliph, who was Muawiyah, he actually moved his capital to Damascus and had adopted the court ceremonies and also established administrative institutions of the Byzantine Empire. He also introduced hereditary succession so that his family can be in rule. And he also had a rule for the leading Muslims to accept his son as his heir, so that his family can be in succession. That is why the hereditary succession was being introduced. Now thus there were certain kind of innovations that were adopted by the caliphs who followed him, who came after Muawiyah. And these series of changes or these series of innovations that were being adopted, they allowed the Umayyads to retain power for around 90 years and the Abbasids also for 2 centuries. Now the Umayyad state, if we talk about, was now an imperial power, and it was no longer based on directly on Islam, but that it was based on the statecraft and the loyalty of the Syrian troops. Now there were also the Christian advisors in the administration apart from the Islamic advisors, as well as there were Zoroastrian scribes and bureaucrats also. So however, Islam continued to provide legitimacy to the rule, but there were other religion people who were working in the administration of the Umayyads. So the Umayyads always appealed for unity and also suppressed the rebellions in the name of Islam, as their administration was containing people of different religion, so they gave a message of unity. Now they also retained that their Arab social identity also, and during the reign of Abd al-Malik, if we talk about, that was in the time period 685 to 705, and his successors, both the Arabs and the Islamic identities were strongly emphasized. It was not so that one identity was given more importance, but both the identities were strongly emphasized upon. Now among the measures that were taken by Abd al-Malik, if we talk about, he took certain measures for the adoption of Arabic as the language of administration. Also very importantly, he introduced an Islamic coinage that we'll be talking about in this video later on in detail. Now the gold dinar, if we talk about, and the silver dirham, it had been circulating in the caliphate, and there were actually the copies of Byzantine and Iranian coins only that were being circulated earlier. So with the symbol of crosses and fire altar, and also Greek and Pahlavi inscriptions were also present on the coinage. Now if we talk about Pahlavi was the language of Iran. So the coinage that was in circulation was the copy of Byzantine and Iranian coins, and hence there was the introduction of change in the Islamic coinage. Now there were certain symbols that were removed, and the coins now carried Arabic inscription, except the green and the Pahlavi inscriptions that were there earlier. Now Abd al-Malik also made a highly visible contribution, that was in the development of an Arab Islamic identity. Both the identities were given equal importance, and how he established the development of Arabic Islamic identity, that was by building the Dome of Rock in Jerusalem. The picture of Dome of Rock you are seeing on your screens right now. We'll be discussing in detail about the Dome of Rock in the next slide. Now as you can see in front of your screens, this is the Dome of Rock, and this was built over a rocky mount by Abd al-Malik, As you all know that Abdul Malik made various developments. This was one of them. So the Dome of Rock was built over a rocky mound by Abdul Malik, and it is the earliest major work of Islamic architecture, and it was created as a monument to the Muslim presence in the city of Jerusalem. So it was made for the Muslims who were living there in the city of Jerusalem, and it acquired a mystical association that was connected to it, and that was the night journey of the Prophet to heaven, that is Miraj. Now let's talk about the Abdul Malik's coinage reform. So there were three coin specimens that shows the transition from Byzantine to the Arab Islamic coinage. So on the second coin, if you observe that there is a bearded and a long haired caliph that is dressed in traditional Arab robes and is also holding a sword, and it is the first extant portrait of a Muslim. So it is very unique to know that, because later on they developed an antipathy towards the representation of living beings in art and craft. That is why it is the first extant portrait of a Muslim. Now, very importantly, Abdul Malik's reform of coinage was also linked with his reorganization of state finances. And it proved to be so successful that for hundreds of years coins were struck according to the pattern and the weight of the third specimen. So the first coin, if you see, shows the Byzantine gold solidus, and it's showing the Emperor Heraclius and his two sons. Now if you observe the second coin, as we have discussed earlier also, this is a portrait, a gold dinar struck, that was by Abdul Malik with his name and image. Now the third coin, the reformed dinar, this was purely epigraphic and it carries the kalma, and there is no God but Allah and he has no partner, that is sharik. So this is written on the coin. Children, that's all for today. Today in the video we discussed about Umayyads and the centralization of polity. We also discussed about Abdul Malik's reforms, and in detail after that we talked about the Abdul Malik's coinage reforms, and we also talked about the three coin specimens that are shown to you on this slide. So children, that's all for today. We'll come back with the next video with the next topic. Till then, thank you so much.